just doing a bit of research, is to say that this whole story was actually inspired by some of the night hunts that Charlie Daniels went on when he was a young kid. Let's check out exactly what he's gonna say in this. That being said, guys, let's get straight into the video. Let's go. Okay. Starting off the energy.
But if you ever go
But just real quick, like that intro is given like adventurous. Like I feel like this would be the intro soundtrack that I would hear on a game I'm gonna play. That's got something to do with adventures. Am I the only one that thinks? I don't know. But let's continue. Sorry, I just have to say that. Okay.
But if you ever go back in the Woodley swamp, where you better not go at night.
Okay.
There's things out there in the middle of them woods that make a strong man not to ride. Things that crawl and things that fly and things that creep around on the ground. And they say the ghost of Lucius Clay gets up and he walks around, but I couldn't believe it.
Oh, well, see, we're gonna get a story in this one. I can already tell. I already feel like I'm at the campside, you know, and there's a fireplace in the middle, and I got my hands up with my marshmallows, and Charlie Daniels about to tell me the story of the Woodley Swamp. Let's continue.
Fly things creep around on the ground, and they say the ghost of Lucius Clay gets up and he walks around, but I couldn't believe it.
Come on.
I just had to find out for myself, and I couldn't conceive it, cause I never would listen to nobody else, and I couldn't believe it.
Wow.
I just had to find out for myself. There's some things in this world you just can't explain.
Okay.
The old man lived in the Woodley swamp way back in Booker Woods. He never did
No, guys. Did you hear that though? Did you hear the way the whole tone changed? We had this adventurous, upbeat, energetic start, adventurous start in the intro. He's talking about how we can't believe it. It seems like Charlie Daniels has got a curious mind, you know what I'm saying? And he's a curious personality where he wants to go and find out for himself. And now we get a whole tonality change when it seems like he's about to tell us what went down when he went into the woods. But I love that just subtle change in the tone, and then the beat just shifted into a more serious, a more sinister, tense atmosphere. Like I feel like I'm actually in the woods with him the way this whole thing switched. I was all happy and joyous, and now I'm like, okay, this is about to get serious. Let me put on my serious face.
Some things in this world you just
Hear
can't
the
explain.
whole mood changes.
The old man lived in the Woodley swamp way back in Booker Woods. He never did do a lot of harm in the world, but he never did do no good. People didn't think too much of him. They all thought he acted funny. The old man didn't care about people anyway. All he cared about was his money. He stuffed it all down into mason jars and he'd bury it all around. And on certain nights, if the moon was right, he'd dig it up out of the ground. He'd pour it all out on the floor of his shack and run his fingers through it. Yeah, Lucius Clay was a greedy old man, and that's all that there was to it.
Oh, okay. Are we back into the intro? All right.
But I couldn't believe it.
Okay.
I just had to find out for myself, and I couldn't
He
conceive
skips
it,
right back.
cause I never would listen to nobody else, and I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself. There's some things in this world you just can't explain.
Okay. So Lucius is seeming like a greedy man who likes money a lot, and yeah, he's giving us the intro to the story. Okay, I'm invested. See, this is why I like storytelling type music, because when you have a beat that's in the background that just complements the story so well, like it brings it to life. Like not only can tonality in someone's voice really capture a story so well, and Charlie Daniels, he's good at storytelling just in general, the way he shifts his tone. But then when you accompany that with music that also adds atmosphere and it adds life, it gives it more depth. Now that is when we get the best types of stories. So this is why I'm already enjoying it. I'm really intrigued, man. Like I'm really, really intrigued. So we're back into this like the intro music now. We're back into Adventure Time, and the whole tone of this story has shifted back into like a in-between phase where it's more upbeat again. So I like how he's going back and forth from this like, you know, energetic to serious, and now he's back to energetic. But let's continue.
There's some things in this world you just can't explain.
The Kegel boys was white trash
So we're
who
back.
lived over on Carver's Creek. They were mean as a snake and sneaky as a cat and belligerent when they'd speak. One night the oldest brother said, y'all meet me in the woolly swamp later, and we'll take old Lucius's money and we'll feed him to the alligators. They found the old man out in the back with a shovel in his hand. 13 rusty mason jars he just dug up out of the sand.
Okay.
And they all went crazy and they beat the old man and they picked him up off of the ground and threw him in the swamp and stood there and laughed as the black water sucked him down.
Wow.
Then they turned around and went back to the shack and picked up the money and ran. They hadn't gone nowhere when they realized they were running in quicksand.
Wow.
And they struggled and they screamed, but they couldn't get away. And just before they went under, they could hear that old man laughing in a voice as loud as thunder. It's been 50 years ago, and you can go by there yet. There's a spot in the yard in the back of that shack where the ground is always wet. And on certain nights, if the moon is right, down by that dark footpath, you can hear 3 young men screaming. You can hear one old man laughing.
You ever go back?
Oh, this is such a good story, man. Wow. Like literally, I can literally imagine myself in Camp Rock. I don't know if maybe that's more modern. Maybe a lot of you guys don't know what Camp Rock is. It's like this movie, whatever, where they was like on the camp and stuff. But I literally feel like I'm literally around the fireplace, and he's just told me about this story where now these kids that came in here trying to steal the old man's money, they threw him into the swamp, and they thought they got the best of him, took the money and ran. But little did they didn't get anywhere because they got stuck in quicksand, sunk in it, and then you hear the old man's laughing and whatnot, almost kind of just implying that they got their karma for him. That old man that they thought they got rid of, they didn't get rid of him. Maybe he went into the swamp and he brought the swamp to life and he just consumed them. Wow. I like how we're back into adventure story time now. Let's go.
Young men screaming.
Wow, what a story, man.
You ever go back in the woolly swamp where you better not go at night? There's things out there in the middle of the woods that make a strong man die to cry.
Come on.
Things that crawl and things that fly and things that creep around on the ground. And they say the ghost of the Lucius Clay gets up and he walks around, but I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself, and I couldn't conceive it, 'cause I never would listen to nobody else, and I couldn't believe it. I just had to find out for myself, and there's some things in this world you just can't explain.
Some things in this world you just can't explain.
Wow, man. What a tune. What a tune, man. The Charlie Daniels Band, he did it again, man. You got me hooked, man. That story had me invested. Wow, the legend hears it, man. If you go back to the swamp, there's like a little wet patch. You know what I'm saying? Where the ground is also, there's a spot in the yard in the back of that shack where the ground is always wet. And on certain nights, if the moon is right and you're down by the dark footpath, you can hear 3 young men screaming and you can hear that old man laugh. Wow, what a story, Charlie. Ah, man, I do love a good story, guys. I do love a good story, guys. Like, and let me know what you thought of this this video, like, and this reaction. Like, wow, I can really see how, you know, obviously I did a little bit of research beforehand. I could see how this was inspired by, you know, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, because you do get that kind of similar kind of storytelling flow that he had in The Devil Went Down to Georgia. Obviously this one was based off a different story, and it was seemingly inspired by something that he actually did when he was young, which was go hunting. So yeah, man, like it makes, this one makes a lot of sense. Yeah, so guys, look, let me know what other Charlie Daniels Band's tunes you guys want to check out from the good old days, right? And Also let me know what other reactions you guys want me to do as well on any other like musicians / artists that were from maybe this time. Like I know this was like 1980s. But guys, if you made this far, comment down a blue heart to represent, I guess, the night time and to represent the swamp where the 3 young men who thought they could get the better of the old men got swallowed up. I've been your boy JayFlex. This has been the Charlie Daniels Band, the Legend of the Woodley Swamp, and you guys have made this far been absolutely wonderful. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.